Hey everyone, today we're gonna learn how to sculpt lips. One of the things that we need to bear in mind when we sculpt lips is that they are not flat. If we look at them from the side, there's a slight curve upwards or outwards actually. So when we sculpt them, we have to look at them from different points of view so that we make sure that we are getting that volume. If you look at it this way, if we look at the figure from the side, the end of the lips usually coincides with where the eyes start, so that way we can have an idea of how deep we want the lips to go. Okay, so to start, first we're gonna go over the basic shapes of a mouth and then I'm gonna do it on the other figure. If we look at this, I don't know if I posted this, I will check, but this is one of the most basic ways to approach lips, adding these volumes. So first, so we have this, we're gonna assume that this flat thing is the flat area that we have here. Yeah. So the first thing we're going to do is add the green volume, which is going to be like a bridge. I want to say like a bridge. That I'm gonna add here. It's like if you made a cylinder, a huge cylinder, and then cut just a tiny piece of it. So I have this upper shape. Then we are going to add the pink cylinders. We're not adding a full cylinder, we're just adding like a piece of it, as if we had a cylinder and then we cut it. Okay, now we're gonna add the sphere that would be the chin. That lovely sphere. I need to add more green cylinder because usually the upper lip is more protuberant, or it's more outwards than the lower lip. And then we're gonna add these three spheres here that they make the shape of the lips. So we're gonna add first a big one here, and then two at the bottom. Here. Okay, now you look at this and you're like, the fuck is this? You be patient. So now what we're going to do is first trace what is going to be the line that separates the upper lip from the lower lip, which is going to be this one, where the green cylinder unites with the where the green cylinder unites with the pink cylinder in this area. That's gonna be the corner of the lips here and here. Okay, so we're gonna trace a line that goes first upwards. When we meet the first sphere, this is going to go downwards, then upwards again, upwards, and then downwards towards the other corner of the lips. So that's the line. Now what we're going to do is going to fill in this empty space. match it with the, blend it with the first sphere that we added. And then the other one. And the lower one, we're not gonna add anything for now. We're just gonna start flattening these towards the edges, towards the corner of the mouth, and them together. And now we're gonna flatten this cylinder so that it's not bigger than the volume of the lower lip. It shouldn't be bigger. Same here. Like, that depends on how much you added. I didn't pay attention to how much I was adding because I know that then I can simply remove it. And then we're gonna blend all of this. And now, looking at the upper lip, we're gonna start with the flat part of your tool. We're gonna flatten all of this, like in an angle. And then this is the part where here is where the nose is going to start showing, and this is going to be the bridge that we saw when we were learning about noses. So we're just gonna make like a little bridge over there, and we want it to be flat here as well. Okay, now to shape the upper lip, what we're going to do is we're going to start from the middle. This is going to be the middle. We're going to go upwards to the end of the nose of this bridge. I wish I had the name right now. Do I have the name? Oh, there we are. Piltrum. Thickness of the piltrum. Oh, look at that. It's a piltrum. No. A philtrum. So this is a philtrum. We have learned a new word today. And of course the width or the size of the philtrum. So we're just gonna go from the middle of the lip upwards towards the first line of the philtrum, and then here we're just gonna go a bit straight and then downwards. I used to do it like this, and then I got very like thin lips and I didn't like it that much. I like it better if I follow this shape, but then again, the shape of the lips really depends on the character that you're making, and you will decide its shape. But one thing that I want you to have in mind is that usually the upper lip is the one that's the most defined, to say it in a way. So this part should be like sharper than the definition of the lower lip. So there should be like a clear difference between lip and then skin, you see. And then in the lower lip, that doesn't happen that much. Like the lower lip, especially in this area, it gets kind of blended with the rest of the chin, and you kind of do mark it, like there's a very thin line or difference in volume and in texture mainly that defines that lower part of the lip, but usually it's not as clear as it is in the on the upper lip. Okay, and then one last thing, in the corner of the mouth, because we're just gonna keep, there's a piece of like a muscle and then a bit of fat that covers this area and creates like an indentation here. So this lip goes inwards, this lower lip goes under the upper lip, and the upper lip also goes inwards but over the lower lip. I think this is a very I think this detail is very important. Like it brings a lot of personality to the lips. However, I know it's not easy to make because like it's like a very small detail and it's really hard to perform here on the lips, but yeah. Okay, so this is where we are with the lip. Now we're gonna do it here. So I'm gonna do the same thing as we did before. First, I'm gonna add volume at the top. You see that I'm adding a lot because I know that then I can just remove it. But let's say I added that. And then I'm gonna add these pink cylinders over here, and then the chin. And I already, if I look at it from the side, I already can see the curve that I was talking to you about at the beginning of the video. And now I'm gonna add the spheres. Okay, this is so soft. As you can see, I didn't add like super specific spheres. What you do have to bear in mind is that remember that before we marked, like we divided this into 3 parts, and the first part, the first line was going to be where the division of the lips was going to be. So as you can see, I did it very low here, so I'm just gonna do it a bit upwards. And now I'm mixing clay now. Now I'm just gonna do the same line that I did before, and I'm gonna flatten the lower part and blend it, remove a bit of volume if I added too much. press here because this is the deep, like this is a deep part, I guess. I don't even know what I'm saying. It's just so hot here in Madrid right now. I think my brain is not functioning properly. Yeah, and now the upper lip. As I said, we're just gonna flatten it with a diagonal direction. And then we separate, we divide the line between the upper lip and the skin. If we didn't mark the, how was it? The philtrum. We mark it again. And then here I'm just gonna take a bit away so that I give the impression that the lower lip is getting under the upper lip. And I'm gonna add a bit of volume here and a bit of volume there. Oh, I did like a very sad person. Just let's make it not so sad. Okay. So that's more or less. I will upload a video in which I will just sculpt the whole face in one video, showing how I go about every single feature at the same time. Not at the same time, but you know what I mean. I think that you will find that helpful as well. But we still have to do the ear. Have we done the ear? And I think we have to. I'll do the ear first, and then we'll go about the whole face. So yeah, I hope that was helpful, and see you next time.